Hello everyone, this is Moses from Zaatar Gardens. I'm going to do a quick update around the garden on various little things that I noticed throughout the week or these past weeks. Everybody, well at least in California, was going through a heat wave. I'm pretty sure the whole nation was. Here in Central California we got up 102, 103. Los Angeles was 118 degrees. San Diego 102, San Francisco 89, so everybody was hot. Today was 102, 103. So we're fortunate enough that we have, apps to tell us, hopefully to tell us an idea of what the weather is going to be like in the near future. So if you see in the next 7 days that it's going to go up another heat wave, don't wait till then to water your plants. Water them a week ahead of time. Drench it. Because if you're watering day of, if it's going to be 110 degrees or 105 or anything above 95 degrees and you water that day, it doesn't do anything. It just makes it really humid. Alright, so besides that, let's get with the little tour. My Greek sage, I think I overwatered by accident because I planted it next to the blueberries, which are doing beautifully, and the echinacea, which is really pretty right now. But the Greek sage did not like, I think, the extra water, so obviously it's still alive, but it really, I cut a lot of it off to hopefully spur up growth. But this is my favorite sage of all. I don't really like sage that much, but I love Greek sage. The sweet smelling, if you know what sage smells like. And here's sweet marjoram. So if you have sage, put sweet marjoram and your sage in your garden, rub it together and smell. That's how the Greek sage smells like sweet marjoram and sage mix, which is really a lovely smell. The Barbados cherry is doing very well. Started flowering a little bit, but that heat wave got to it and burned off the flowers. I keep pruning it down. I think this is the bush variety. I bought the tree, the Florida sweet variety, but I think they gave me the bush type or the dwarf type, which I don't mind. It's same berry. I've tasted both. They taste the same. Aronia berries are doing really well, or choke berries. The highest antioxidants of any type of berry or fruit or spice there is the chokeberry, Aronia berry. This is a Viking variety. Alright, let's see. Now we're going to talk about one moment, let me shut off the water so I don't hear that in the background. We're going to talk about the asparagus, which this is a UC 157. It was planted, okay, it's warm right now. I hope I'm saying it right. January 2017. If it's incorrect, I'll put it up on the screen. So it was planted as new crowns, 10 of them, UC 157 F1, 10 crowns, and it was planted January 2017, and all the way up to Halloween, I was getting thicker than a pencil spears, all the way up to Halloween last year, so it didn't stop producing, much like it is now. A long time ago, I did a video on this asparagus, and I said I'm going to let it be. I think the asparagus, and I just let it be, and I let it relax. I haven't pulled from it since. I haven't pulled from it. I haven't pulled out spears. I haven't eaten from it. Nothing. And it's still producing asparagus spears. This thick one over here, you see this one? This was 2 inches tall about 4 days ago. Look how tall it goes now. And look, here's some more growing right here. One, there's another, there's two down there. There's another one over here. And there's a couple more over there. It doesn't stop. I have to remove, or else it's just going to be congested. There's no airflow really. It's just it looks like a forest when you look at it this way. But like last year, the mycorrhiza grows like crazy here. Look at the activity in the wood chips. Look at this. Just like last year. So I think that has a lot to do with it. All this all this stuff. And I'll show you the purple passion a little bit here too. Actually, I'll show you right now. So here's the purple passion. You can see they're still coming up. It won't stop either. And these are brand new crowns, 9 of them, that go down this way. I haven't tasted it yet, but they're usually 20 to 25% sweeter than the green varieties. And I have another one, a sweet purple, down that way. Variety of asparagus, but it's doing really well. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all the way up to 9 over there. So they're doing really well as too, especially that they don't really take well to hot weather, at least is what I was told. So we found a sweet potato that was flowering in the pantry, so I planted it here instead of just throwing it away, and it just grew all over the place. This is about a, I would say, 2 months of growth. It just keeps growing. It's growing out there. It's planted right here. From one sweet potato, I think, and one really small one I don't think took. This is how much growth I'm getting. It's amazing. This gets solely fertilized with seaweed, nothing else. The longevity spinach is looking really good. Cholesterol spinach, very healthy for you for blood sugar, antioxidants, cholesterol. Do your own research. I'm not a physician, but I do eat this on a daily basis. I just eat about 6 leaves a day, right here. Really bright, beautiful, isn't it? Japanese wasabi is taking a hit from this heat. It's not dying though, but it just doesn't look as vibrant as it does in the winter or spring. But it's something new. It started a new pup, like a sega palm. You know, that's how it gets propagated. There's a new one. Here's the main wasabi. There's a little one right there, starting. So if it's doing that, it must be healthy. Or healthy as it can be, considering the heat. Update video on the Moringa oleifera. I did one on how it grew like a bush, and how I did an experiment of, I believe it was blood, bone, fish, and seaweed foliar feeding. So I went through and I cleared out the weakest trees out of the flush growth. So I kept one stem of each, the best ones, and they're doing really well. And I cut the terminal bud off to encourage bushing, and in about 2-3 days is how much it's grown. Here's my finger. So already 5-6 inches of growth in 3 days. So this is the one that's foliar fed, or used to be. Now I mix them all. I foliar feed seaweed, all of them, and I mix fish emulsion, blood, and bone meal into the soil. So doing really well. This one's flushing out like crazy. But this one gets ants, and there's one right there. Don't know why. You know, obviously they're eating something, but I'll figure out a way to manage that. Many of you would remember that I had a guamuchil here, Indian tamarind, or in Arabic, I think it's Arabic, they call it tamarandin. It was in this pot. It was struggling, really struggling. So I decided to plant it. And the reason why I waited on planting it was I heard horror stories that this is completely invasive, it grows suckers and all this. I haven't seen any suckers growing out of that pot, but I have with, these are sumac plants, sumac or sumac right here, these two. You see the little babies growing underneath. That's barely been in there. This has been, guamuchil was in there for almost 2 years or 2 years or more in this one. And it was struggling. It was root bound like crazy. So, dug a hole, put a bunch of mycorrhiza, blood meal, bone meal, seaweed extract, all this. Look at the new growth. Look how soft. And look, it was hot today too. And it just won't stop. And I'm trying to do it like an open center. I mean, look how beautiful that is. It looks like it's yellowing leaves, but that's actually all the new leaves. Isn't that pretty? Wicked thorns though, wicked thorns. Okay, so I had rhubarb, Victoria variety, or so I was told. One here and one over here. Okay, this one is only green, and the one that was here was red. So obviously not the same type. But I'm glad that happened in a way, because now I could see that the green type really does well in the summer heat than the red. The red was suffering. I uprooted it and planted it in next to my potatoes in the wood chips, my Yukon Gold potatoes. It's right here, and oh dear, it's not doing well. Just yesterday it looked a lot better. I didn't think it looked like this right now. So probably, you know, and uprooting it probably stressed it out, but it was doing really well. I uprooted about a week ago, and it was pushing out new growth. Oh well. I was told you can't really grow rhubarb here, but whenever I hear that, I want to try. All right, well, behind me is the Lee jujube. See all the fruit. Each limb has, I would say, that's really small over there. I gotta thin that out. Each limb probably has 5, and there's probably 20 limbs, 15. So we're looking at about 80 jujubes up there, and a few down here. Not too many. These are that's that new sprout. Ow! Watch out for their thorns too. Jeez. Just today, I noticed wilting of my Fuyu persimmon, the leaves. Now, obviously, I think this is a water issue, but I flood this area a lot, and it's wilting. So I hope nothing's wrong with this. This was attacked long ago by a bunch of raccoons. Broke limbs like crazy. That's why there's a lot of broken limbs every week. You could see, like, really bad. Bad prune job it would look like, but I was just trying to save the tree at the time. Like right here. And right here, the whole limb broke. This is my first tree I ever bought and planted. This is my favorite fruit, is the Fuyu persimmon. This is my favorite of all. So, man, I hope this is okay. I gotta drench this tonight. Something's wrong. Okay, this is a Zootano Avocado. My Mexicola is right here, the really tall one, way up there. I cut it back so it gets bushier. That's already produced for me last year. 2 years in the ground it was producing. Ooh, good. I was really worried about the Zootano. When I planted this Mexicola, I had a Zootano over there behind it. That Zootano did not like it at all. And this was doing the same thing. As you can see, all the dead limbs and how much gaps there are. This is how many limbs broke off and died. So I would drench it with water. There's about maybe, I would say, a foot or more of wood chips here, and probably 6 inches of wood chips here. Sorry for the bad angle. But this needs a lot more water than this Mexicola did. This Mexicola is just a trooper. No protection in the winter, nothing. Doesn't matter what it is, it'll take it. It'll take it. The Zootano is a different story. So there's the type B and the type A. Okay, as you know, if you're subscribed to my channel, I took out all my blackberries. Well, excuse me, not all. My Loch Ness and my Triple Crown that was right here. They caused big problems from root suckers and tip rooting. I kept my black satin. Black satin's looking really good, still growing out. Does not like to be in the sun at all. You can see berries that are in the sun are not doing well. Shame, huh? Look at all that. Look at all that. But berries that are in the shade, a lot better. My sapotes are doing a lot better. This is Subel right here. That heat was starting to get to them a little bit, but then I watered it heavily, which I don't like doing. But I did water it heavily because now the pink savory Zaatar plant started to die back because of the heavy watering. But when I did it, which is not that often, I don't have to do it that much, heavy watering that is, it loved it. And the Vernon sapote is doing really well. The leaves are some of the most beautiful I have in my garden. Crazy. Kumquat's doing really well. Oh, I gotta get this grape out of here. Been flowering for about a month. It's a little fruit, you can see right here. Cadota fig, doing really well. You can see some of the big fruit on it right here. Ooh, that's ready almost. Just has to droop a little bit and that's ready. Look how big that is. Purple tree collards doing really well. When the sun comes out really hot, above 100, they start wilting, but it comes right back. They're doing really well though. So the pomegranates, really pretty, huh? Go, 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 go! Okay, side note on this nopales, or the cactus fruit or prickly pear. If anybody knows how to get this to produce fruit, the actual pears, please let me know. This has been in the ground for a very long time, years, and it's never produced tunas, I guess you call them, tuna. It's never produced at all. And I don't really eat the pads. I wanted those really good fruits on it, because when you go to the store, they're all moldy looking and shriveled up. So if anybody has any hints, please let me know. These are my sea berries. This is Star of Altai, Orange Energy, and a male pollinizer over here, and a lavage. But the sea berries, sea buckthorns, they're doing well. I was told when I ordered them, sir, it's going to be a gamble for you. It's going to be hot where you're at, and they made it, because they're normally from, you know, zone 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I'm zone 9B, and a hot summer, long hot summer, and they're doing fine. But it hasn't produced any flowers or any, or maybe that's a flower, I don't know. I've never seen flowers on this before. Cool, if that's a flower, we'll find out. I'll do an update. But regardless, the tea, the leaves make a great tea. Very good tea. Almost tastes like green tea. Very healthy as well. Most of the nutrition is actually in the leaves, not just the berries themselves. So this is the Dapple Dandy Pluot, or dinosaur egg. The one that I prune half a tree. You can see it's this way, so I can get easy access to the garden from the alley or from my side garden. You can see they're right here. They're pretty large too, actually. You can see how big they are right there. There's about 8 of them. Really delicious pluot. And this right here is the Flavor Grenade Pluot, which only produced 1 pluot right here. It's really young. I think this is not even 2 years in the ground. So I kept one on just to taste it because I've never tasted it before. Let's see how it tastes. Oh wow. I see why they call it a grenade. My whole mouth is like filled with the flavor. Really tart and really sweet at the same time. Like a raspberry and plum mixed. The Cherimoya that died back, or the graft that died back, which was a chaffy Cherimoya, the most frost tolerant one, which it was until we had the late freeze here in California that really hurt it bad. Planted it in the ground, moved it from its other location, and it's doing, for 104, 103, it's doing pretty well. Actually doing a lot better than the grafted variety. So this rootstock is a lot better. I don't know what the rootstock is. Could be Adamoya, could be a better Cherimoya. I don't know. We'll find out. It's gonna be a while, but we're gonna find out. Honeyberries are not liking this zone. Here's a bluebird and a bluebell honeyberry. They are not liking it. You could tell, just all dead and just a little bit of life. I pruned it back. Let's see what happens. Parfianca pomegranate is doing really well though. Recently planted elderberries are doing really well, except this one, but it's doing a lot better than it used to. The hot heat kind of got to this one on the tip right here. This is a York and a Nova. You can see a little bit of damage, but it's going to do fine. I'm really impressed with this lemongrass I planted this year, early this year. I didn't think it would make it at all because of the heat, and I don't really water here in the front yard that much, and it's just taken off. It's huge. I'm absolutely loving this manzanita. So beautiful. I love it. Alright everyone, so there's a quick tour of some things that I have noticed and some of my favorite plants that I'm growing. It's probably hot where you're at right now, so remember, water way before the heat wave's gonna come and you'll more than likely have success. If you're waiting till the last minute, you're gonna really be hurting. Alright everyone, happy gardening. Bye.